This is the 1 Hour Gameplay channel, and today I have some very interesting news for you. As you have already figured out from the cover of this video, we will talk about a new MMORPG game, which I am extremely interested in. Remember, on my channel, there was a video dedicated to the upcoming Turkish MMORPG, the Queenfall. Well, I have new information about this game. If you want to stay up to date, then subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon to not miss new interesting videos. First, let me briefly introduce the game for those who don't know anything about this remarkable game. This is an upcoming MMORPG from the Turkish studio, Vawraek Technology. Queenfall, or the Queenfall, has huge ambitions to become an unforgettable part of this game genre. The impressive graphics on Unity with support from NVIDIA Dlss and AMD FSR2, and a huge map spanning 2,016 square kilometers. Weather conditions that affect gameplay, changing seasons, day and night cycles, a housing system, survival elements, multiple peaceful professions, sieges and battles for territories, naval battles, puzzles and quests, time travel and more. But is all of this just on paper, or not? That's exactly what I wanted to find out from the developers. So, the first surprise for me was that the game will be distributed under the one-time payment model, meaning the purchase of the game plus items in the in-game store, while the developers immediately warn that the price of the game will be low, and they categorically despise pay-to-win, considering that such a system adds and destroys the MMORPG genre. As far as can be judged from the response, the store will exclusively feature harmless cosmetics. As for the classes in the game, everything will depend on the weapon used by your character. Using a sword, for example, you will gain experience in sword mastery, so the player will be able to independently choose the style of their game depending on the situation without being tied to one archetype. Moreover, subsystems are being developed under this system, and weapons, among other things, will have their own spells. Yes, spear, longsword, axe, bow, crossbow, all of them will also have their own spells. The magic class weapon system, in turn, will be divided into two parts, each with its own type of weaponry and skills. A multitude of factors will affect the character in the game. There will be its own level up statistics, which will be influenced by, for example, passive race bonuses. Weapons of corresponding levels will also provide different abilities and characteristics, and many skills will depend on how you shape your skill tree and how you transform abilities. Of course, there will be both PvE and PvP content in the game. Castle sieges, caravans going from one city to another with various goods and resources that can be attacked and robbed, naval battles, and pirate raids. At the same time, players themselves will be able to choose how they want to play in the Quinfall. As far as I know, there will be both PvE and PvP servers, and characters will be able to freely move between them. Unfortunately, there is currently no information about group play, but I will definitely find out and tell you, so don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. However, guild content deserves a separate mention. Each guild will be able to own their own island in foreign lands, and when certain conditions are met, the islands provide many strategic advantages for the guild. However, island ports and warehouses can be attacked, so it is better to hurry with upgrading the island and quickly building strategically important buildings. Secondly, there is a war for castles. Castles obtained in war essentially represent a city, and the guild that wins the war occupies and governs the city. I saw something similar in New World from Amazon, which in my opinion failed. In addition to the classic MMORPG city ownership systems, it is worth noting a certain power within the city. Through various economic centers such as taverns and other buildings, you will even be able to hold various events in the city tavern, sell food, and other items to players. You should immediately understand that this is a very important part of the game and the economy of the entire game, and it goes without saying that sooner or later someone will come after your soul, so it's better to be prepared for it right away. I mean that castle ownership will also need to be maintained. There are also promised special series of quests, guild level events, guild wars, and guild buffs. Moreover, guild members will be able to choose special defenders and improve them. These defenders will be extremely useful during city sieges. Regarding the choice of game engine, it was said that on the one hand, Unity does not limit any system that is planned to be implemented, and on the other hand, fully corresponds to the technical level of the team that is working on the game. It was also added that some limitations that Unity still imposes, the developers were able to bypass. Actually, for this reason, their team is called Vawraek Technology, not some Vawraek Games or Studios. Personally, I was very confused by the fact that there may be a Russian version of the game available from the very beginning, which means that even here you will not be able to find peace and play normally if Russians have access to all servers, not just their Russian language separate servers. I would not want to play on a European server with Russian players like in New World, which was one of the reasons why I quit the game after 1,500 hours spent in the game. There's another important detail that we'd like to clarify with the developers, and that's the transportation system. Given the size of the game world, the developers have said that there will be a fast travel system in the game, but with some limitations to avoid conflicts with other in-game systems. As for mounts and rideable animals, they will also be added to the game. At the moment, the developers have said that there are only horse and caravan mounts, but they can be easily upgraded. World bosses, as well as smaller bosses that will be available throughout the world in certain events for groups, will also appear in the game. The game's maritime content will include not only naval battles with other players, but also battles with sea bosses. They clarified that fighting them will not only be on the water, but also underwater, which I've only seen in Archeage. Overall, there will be many places to explore in the game. As expected, weather and seasonal changes will be related to some in-game mechanics. As for the release date, we couldn't get any specific information, but on Steam, where you can add the game to your wish list, it says 2023. You can also sign up for the upcoming closed beta testing on the official website, which is supposed to start soon. At least that's what the developers have planned in the near future. I want to thank the developers for responding so quickly to the community's questions. I'll remind you that the developers have promised not to ask for money from players to create the game, because we all know those cool schemes. Give us money to develop the MMORPG of your dreams. Overall, I would say that my confidence in the upcoming Turkish MMORPG, the Quinfall, has increased somewhat. How about you? As always, write in the comments. I'll keep my finger on the pulse and keep you informed. Don't forget to like or dislike this video, share it with your friends, leave your comments, hit the bell to be notified of new content, and subscribe to me everywhere if you haven't already. This has been the 1 Hour Gameplay channel. Until next time.